we OG, we OG. Oh no, G. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to Olo, yeah. Experts on reload, yeah. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to Olo. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock, ayy. Runes is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, is my guy for real, bro? Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, lock it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nookies on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me. Bitcoin's alive, what you gon' do? Mempool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. It's a revolution, ayy. Bitcoin is the one, no substitution, ayy. With Shizzy and Yagobi, it's Ordinal Revolution.
Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin Ordinal ecosystem. What is up, guys? We have an amazing show for you guys today. We're live from the Ordinal Hour, and this one is going to be the best one ever. Because, guys, yesterday we hit $99,000 Bitcoin. And if you think that is the top, if you think we're even close to the top, you were wrong. If you think that it's too late for you to buy, you are wrong. Guys, this thing could go parabolic. We could see 300K in the coming months. We could see 700K in the coming months. We could even possibly see $1 million Bitcoin in the upcoming 6 to 8 to 9 months. Guys, this is an exciting time to be in crypto. But yeah, that's Bitcoin. But what about everything else? What about everything else that lives on the Bitcoin layer one? We're talking runes. We're talking ordinals. We're talking BRC20s. We're talking everything else. The layer 2s. We're talking stacks, Merlin. We are in a perfect situation where when Bitcoin really starts to fly up and then eventually kind of goes sideways for a little bit, our assets are going to fly. We are going to be looking at so much money. We're going to be like, I'm winning so much. I need to stop winning. I don't know how to handle this. My anxiety is hurting. I can't sleep at night. I'm just winning. That is when maybe it's time to take some profits, guys. We have an amazing show for you guys today. I can't wait. It's Friday. I'm excited. I'm hype. I'm looking forward to the weekend. Doing some research. I got a bunch of projects I want to do testnet for. I'm excited for that. I love doing testnet. I love playing with new stuff that could eventually make a lot of money. I'm excited. But without further ado, I'm bringing my partner here as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's up?
Man, you hype as I am, bro. 99K yesterday, bro.
I mean, I'm hype, but I don't know if I'm to the point to where I'm a little bit loony, because I think calling for $1 million Bitcoin from 6 to 9 months from now is a little bit, a lot of bit out of range there.
You are not bullish enough.
I think I'm just amount right for a realistic insane. So, but yeah, I mean, things are looking great. Obviously, yesterday we pressed, I think we hit like 99. Did we get over 99? I think we barely did. Right. And then it bounced back. So everybody's wondering, are we going to break 100K before the month is up? That is a very realistic possibility. So I think today is going to give us a lot of information on, where we can possibly think or forecast where Bitcoin can head heading into the weekend. And then, give us some more information to close up the month after next week. So it's exciting times regardless. I think the alt markets, some of them are hitting hard, but like the overall rush hasn't come yet.
Yeah, 100%. We did hit 100K on Kraken yesterday and a few other exchanges. People actually bought Bitcoin over 100,000 in a few different places. Not on the major exchanges. It didn't happen on Coinbase. It didn't happen on Binance. It didn't happen on OKX, but it did happen on smaller ones like Kraken. And so that's pretty cool. But yeah, we got to wait for every exchange to hit 100K, right? So I'm definitely excited for that. I think that happens maybe next week. What do you think?
I think next week there's a possibility, right? Like I said, I think a decently strong possibility before the month is up. But I mean, 99,000, that's only 1,000 more, right? So you're talking about like a between 1% and 2% range there. Yeah. So I don't know, man. It's exciting regardless. We looked at the month over month from the previous years, and I mean, every halving year in Q4, like I mentioned before, December is the strongest month. So if you think you've seen anything yet, I don't think we've seen anything, and we're going to see a lot more in December, finishing up the year.
I had someone hit me up yesterday, and they're like, "Hey, what's the name of your podcast?" And I told him what the name of it was, and he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "You think about buying Bitcoin?" He's like, "Nah, I missed that, man. I missed that boat." And I'm like, "You didn't. You have no idea. Buying $1,000 of Bitcoin today, yeah, you're not going to be rich in 4 years, right? But in 20 years, you don't know. You just don't know. You really don't. And I'd be surprised if that wasn't more than your 401k. I think if you bought $1,000 of Bitcoin today and you held it to your retirement age, depending on how many years away that is, I truly believe that could be worth more than a normal person's 401k. I mean, 401ks are like 150k. I think Bitcoin can do 150x in the next 30 years. I truly believe that.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but going 10 years or 10x from, let's say Bitcoin gets $1 million, in the next from now to the next cycle, then you're looking at a 10x. That's $10,000, right? So, $10,000 for over 10 years. I would hope the 401k would definitely make more money than that. But I think there's different ways.
401k average is 10% a year.
After 10 years, on average, I would say like my what I would see is I would see something like like 60 to 80k or something like that after 10 years. Yeah, because I mean,
what?
You have to remember you're putting into it every
Yeah, your dollar cost averaging. If you dollar cost average Bitcoin every week, you put $1,000 in and the DCA on top of that, you'll definitely have more than
so you have to
401k.
consider those kind of things, right?
Yeah.
Like a company matches it to up to a certain percent and stuff like that. So
There's
different things you gotta. But I think there's going to be Bitcoin accounts like that, right? Investing accounts, Roth IRAs that are similar to like Bitcoin. So.
All right, let's get right into it. So Bitcoin records a 40% monthly gain as it crosses 99K, its largest ever monthly candle. So I have a really cool chart. I have a lot of really cool charts for the show today. This is just kind of one. I wouldn't call this a chart, but it's kind of really cool to kind of look at and kind of see. But me and you kind of talked about this earlier, but we're at 40% for November. 10% for October. Let's take it over to 2020, right? This is the halving year. We saw pretty close, right? A 42%, 40%, a 10% October, and a 27% October and a 10% October. And then so this is the number that is kind of getting me. So if we kind of repeat, and it's pretty much close to repeating, a 46% in December, we could see $140,000 Bitcoin by the end of the year. Do you think that's possible? Do you think we see $140,000 Bitcoin by the end of this year?
Yeah, so October comparison to the last halving year is definitely a little bit off, but November looks very similar. And I think we both talked about if it did play out for something comparable to December this year would be something like 43%, right? But we don't know how it's going to play out exactly, right? But I think even if you get like a 30% increase, that's still going to look pretty darn good. You're talking about like 120,000, whatever, right? So I think it's just really, December is going to be an exciting month because I believe, unless anything crazy in this world happens, which you never know with the way things are going, December could be extremely bullish month for Bitcoin, which will lead up perfectly into like kind of this alt season and then like the Bitcoin ecosystem as well, right? Because the Bitcoin ecosystem assets will probably benefit first from all that.
Yeah, and to your point here, you did say 27% in 2020 October, but you have to remember this is -7. So if we did +7 this one, it kind of they kind of, if you took
Balances
both
out
months,
and
they kind of
stuff.
balance each other out to be kind of exactly where we are starting the month of November, right? And then you start the month of November and you get the 40, and then you had the 40. And if we can get a 46, I mean, we're talking 140,000
Well,
price
let's
of
bring
Bitcoin.
it
I
back
think
even
that happens.
further to like 2016. If you look at
Okay.
2016, that's
Yeah.
the halving year before this,
Yep.
the last cycle. So one down right there. So November was plus 5.242%. So it wasn't even a huge increase in November of 2016. But then you look at December and it was plus 31% pretty much. You know, so that's why I'm telling everybody that, like, look, like November has been an amazing month, but like December is typically the month that like things get hyper aggressive for Bitcoin. So I think we haven't seen really where this is gonna go yet.
100%. I mean, the bullish years that we can look at, 2016, 30%, 2020, 40%, 2024, I think 40%.
Yeah.
But kind of move on here. Some really good news coming out of the SEC. SEC Chairman Gary Gensler resignation announcement was met with a sigh of relief on crypto Twitter, alongside a slew of mocking memes. So, you know, Bitcoin Nashville, we were both there. It's exciting. Trump got on stage and said, "I'm going to fire Gary Gensler," and said, "Whoa, I wasn't expecting that. Let's do it again. I'm going to fire Gary Gensler." And the place exploded. So we all knew that this was coming. You know, Trump's in January 20th, and Chairman Gary said he's going to step down. So I want to get into this a little bit because I kind of felt this way too. I remember when he was put in, and I was excited. I remember I went into work that day and I told a couple people, I was like, "Yo, Bitcoin's going to fly, man. We have a SEC chairman that now he has taught Bitcoin. He understands Bitcoin. He has taught it in MIT classrooms. Like, this is huge." And then it really went the other way. He really got corrupted by Elizabeth Warren. You know, I don't know if this was like his real time and real power, because he was definitely seemed like he was over his head. He was like, you know, he was just not the same guy that taught at MIT. And it really saddened me. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like it completely went the other way that I thought. And then he just became this anti-hero, this scumbag, this, I don't know. I just
Villain.
hate him with a passion right now. Yeah. But he understands Bitcoin. Like, that's the scary part. But you know, he did push through the ETF, right? He did get us this ETF. He was the first chairman to accept it. So we do know that, you know, he's probably corrupted to do so with Larry Fink in his ear and probably in his pockets. But what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think first of all, I think the announcement like shouldn't have surprised everybody, right?
Yeah.
And also I think like if he would have said I'm stepping down next week, yeah. But he said I'm stepping down January 20th, 2025. That's inauguration day, right? So I wasn't like shocked at all with that, because like we already know that he was going to be gone, right? So with that, you know, I think people would celebrate just the fact that he announced that he's leaving. And so that's probably what got people happy. But you know, he he turned into a villain, and I think he was heavily manipulated by the banking system and the you know, stock exchange, tradition TradFi, basically, because you know, when TradFi decided they were in, then he was relaxed on regulations, right? And it was almost like an acting job the entire time, because he couldn't kind of you know, be all of a sudden, oh, I'm cool with crypto, because he's been like fighting it for the past, you know, 4 years, right? So I think he was just like saying, still acting like he was going to be hard on it, but you know, once BlackRock said, hey, look, we're going to hedge with this ETF, this needs to go through, it was over.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a surprise. It's just nice to finally have him out of our lives, right? Like, we no longer have you know, a Kamala, and that's a relief out of my life. I'm gonna hear her voice no more. But now we don't have to deal with Gary Gensler. And I mean, this guy won't even tell us if my Node Monkey is a security or not, right? He won't even, like, there's so many companies out there that are suffering from, you know, innovation, because he won't even give them the okay. I mean, I'm talking about companies like I think it's what's that company with the basketball NFTs? Top Shot, NBA Top Shot. I mean, they got hit with a Wells notice for selling digital cards. Like, it's insane. It's insane to me. It's insane. But I'm kind of glad he's gone. We'll get some regulation for stuff like Top Shot. And there's another one called Candy by Gary V. He has his own like baseball NFTs. They were really cool. And I got in them super early, and I still have a bunch of them. But you know, once they got hit with a Wells notice, that was it for them. All the cards tanked. But I did pick up some really good ones for cheap. So hoping they bounce back one day. But who knows?
Yep.
moving along here. Texas taking baby steps toward strategic Bitcoin reserve, Satoshi Action Fund. That's pretty cool. So Pennsylvania just came out and said we're going to do a strategic reserve, which is I'm in Pennsylvania and you're in Texas. So it seems like the two states that we're in are kind of pushing forward a strategic Bitcoin reserve. But we kind of figured Texas was going to be one of these. But what happens when all 50 plus states come out and say we have a Bitcoin strategic reserve on top of the million Bitcoin that is in the Federal Reserve for Trump?
Yeah, so this is going to obviously increase demand and sell pressure, right? So depending on what the goals are, I think the larger economies are going to be more aggressive. I do expect these even more liberally ran states to come on board because it's stupid from a financial perspective not to. So like when California and New York come on board, I think that's going to be huge because they're probably going to allocate a decent, part of their budget to it. Texas obviously is like a top 3 economy in the US, maybe 2, I think. But then the other states, like the ones that actually can utilize it right away or like in a shorter period of time, like the southern states that might not do as well from a state government economy, like Mississippi, Alabama, those states, right? So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how this plays out and see what the leadership looks like for each state in terms of the ones that get on board, because I did expect Texas to be one of the first ones. But they are still considered one of the first ones because Pennsylvania came out first. But we'll see. We'll see if more conservative states jump in first, or if it's just going to be kind of a, whatever states are ready, So
yeah. I mean, I think it's smart because let's just say they allow you to pay your taxes in Bitcoin. Maybe you get some type of relief for that. Like maybe you pay less taxes or whatever. But then the Bitcoin they receive in taxes, they keep. And they just keep storing it and storing it and storing it, right? And then you kind of find out who's the winner, like what states are going to be attracting more crypto users because those are the people that are going to be paying in crypto for the taxes, right? So I think, and then you become, a hub potentially for these crypto companies and who that want to pay taxes in crypto and that type of stuff coming to your, because that's who's going to win. The states who allow innovation, the states who really allow these companies to come in and get tax breaks for creating these jobs and these companies and these amazing tech, the new tech, really, the new Amazons, the new NVIDIAs.
Yeah, I agree. And I do think that the cities, because Detroit already got on board for receiving taxes in Bitcoin, but I think they got to incentivize people, right? Because like people like us, we don't want to pay our taxes in Bitcoin, but if there's a steep enough discount, it would make sense for, cities like Detroit to give a discount because they get the Bitcoin now before it explodes. That's what I would do. But obviously it has to be a balance. You can't, you got to still make it profitable now to, in case of emergency, they have to liquidate or whatever. But that's what I expect to see is that initially, like there's gonna be like conservative states probably that offer like discounts and stuff like that on the total tax amount. So we'll see though. We'll see how creative they get with this.
100%. Next thing here, Jim Cramer. All I can tell you is own Bitcoin. That's a winner. So he's the guy who came out when Bitcoin was 16,000 and said, sell your Bitcoin now. It's going lower. 16,000 was the bottom. He was the guy who came out when Bitcoin was $30,000 and said, sell your Bitcoin. This is not an asset you want to hold. He came out when the ETF happened and he said, I would not be buying the ETF. And now he comes out now and says, all I can tell you is own Bitcoin. That's the winner. This guy bothers me. He's creep. He's a scumbag. He's a piece of shit.
He's from Philly.
Well, I could say that, right? He lives in Jersey, though. He lives in Jersey, so Jersey people are scum. No, I'm sorry if you're from Jersey, except my boy Turnpike. But
oh man,
you can't make a left turn in Jersey. But anyway, yeah. So I despise this man, and him to come out now and say own Bitcoin. It's just gives me the heebie-jeebies, man. I'm like, ugh, it just feels disgusting.
Well, I mean, he's a flip-flopper. He's said before, like Bitcoin is not the way, and then all of a sudden he'll say, "Oh, make sure you're in Bitcoin." And he's the anti trade indicator, right? So like whenever he says this, it typically goes the opposite way. Yeah. But maybe he won't have so much power this time because Bitcoin just has like so much FOMO from nation states and entities right now that like anytime it drops, even 5% or lower than that, even sometimes, but it's getting bought right back up. Right now, it's trying to like, drop, but it's having a hard time. We're at 98.5, so we're just kind of ranging right now, but that's kind of how I see it. We'll see if he still has that power though, and if it drops further.
Yeah, I don't want him to be right so much that I just want Bitcoin to tank now. But no, I'm just kidding. Over 1 billion of shorts will be liquidated if Bitcoin hits 100K. This is a big deal because that means you have a lot of shorts opening up. As Bitcoin gets closer and closer to that 100K mark. That's why you're seeing it hit 90K and fall, hit 91K and fall, because they're opening shorts. They have they're putting them there, and so if it hits that number, it opens, right? So do you think this is a big deal? Do you think this is even? Do you think we can just pass 100K without even this being a road bump?
So there's obviously going to be a lot of sell orders there. I mean, there have been. If you go and look at the liquidity, there's tons of sell orders between 98 and 100,000. That's why we haven't really broke through it. But there's been different levels too that have been tough to break through. I think 90,000 wasn't easy. 80,000 definitely wasn't easy. But if this demand stays consistent to where, like I said, it drops 2%, between 2 and 5%, but it keeps getting eaten back up because of nation state FOMO and entity FOMO. And don't forget, like, we have December 10th, the voting for Microsoft. I mean, that thing could blow Bitcoin up, in terms of like shooting up to see prices we've never seen before, right? So do I think that this is a big deal? Yes, until it's not, right? It's like kind of like chipping away. Like you're like a basketball team that should be winning the game, but you're down by 10 and at halftime. So second half is like, or down by 20 at half, and you're like, okay, just chip away, and then you get back in the game, you win. So I kind of feel like that's the situation here, except for you're not down by 10, you're down by like 3, and you just keep chipping away, and then you're like, okay. But every time you get tied, it gets back down by 3. But eventually you're gonna break through and stuff like that. So I talked to you a little bit about this. If we do break through 100, I think the psychological barrier of getting through to 100K Bitcoin is such a huge milestone that I do think that we do probably get further past it, maybe 101, 102, nothing crazy. And then that's whenever I think we'll probably see a pullback below 100K. But the fact that we've been in that territory and established, like, planted our flag, that's very important. And I think we do that if we get through.
Yeah, once we can use the 100K as support instead of resistance, I think that changes everything. Once we can get above it, and like they keep trying to knock us down below it, and it just doesn't, using that as support. I mean, we could bungee off that, dude. I think we could bungee up to like 118, 116 very quickly.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
Agree.
Charles Hawkinson says there's a very strong bet we're going to resolve the "is it a security" issue in 2025, and he means that right now we don't know. I said it earlier. We don't know if the node monkeys are securities. We don't know if Luka Doncic digital card is a security or a commodity or a card. Like there's no. Gary Gensler has given us nothing, but Charles is saying here that this issue will be resolved next year.
Yeah, I think it will. But he's being called up to like DC and stuff, and he's been involved with things before, or tried to be, right. But I think like that guy's probably smiling a lot throughout the day right now, right? Like Cardano's back up. Cardano has kind of like this new job of being like a scaling solution for Bitcoin. Also being asked by the Trump team to be involved. So a lot of things are going for this guy, and probably that means that's bullish for the Cardano holders, right? So I imagine that he's going to try to make as reasonable and friendly type of regulation, or try to help with that. I just hope that he doesn't get too tunnel vision into like just what's best for Cardano only, and I think that if he does, he'll probably get checked pretty quick on that, because there's going to be multiple people involved with this.
Well, what's best for Cardano is what's best for us over here at Bitcoin. It's the same thing. UTXO chain, like, and anything that he could possibly push through for Cardano only benefits us in Bitcoin. It might not benefit people in XRP.
Well,
I don't give a shit. It might not benefit
Yeah, so I agree with you to a certain extent, right? So like,
Yeah.
but like he could try to look at it as like, okay, like, you know, if you have an ecosystem, you know, if the token is like gas for a chain, then it's not a security. But if you are a company and you know what I'm saying, that's what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say is that I hope he doesn't, you know, just look at it as like, okay, you know, what can we get away with only, you know what I mean, to make people not complain too much and stuff like that. You know, I really hope that he looks for an overall healthy, because at the end of the day, like a lot of these
Yeah.
things, like NFTs specifically, they should be considered commodities in my opinion, because that's how the tangible world works, right? Like Luka Doncic PSA 10 or BGS 95 rookie card is looked at as a commodity. It's not a security. It's something that you hold in your safe until like he retires, and it's worth like, you know, 50x or 100x times what you got it for, right? So I think that there has to be a transition, kind of like everything else in this world, from tangible to digital. So
yeah, same to me. Let's jump to the next thing here. Plan B stock the flow chart is looking healthy. This is it right here. This is something we've been showing on the show since, I want to say, May of 2023, right? We've been showing maybe even before that. And that was back when it was looking like it was still in the blue here, but now it's really shaping up to really look a lot like the last couple cycles, and we're up and away. We're up and away right now.
oh yeah, that's the exciting part about this chart here, is that like we
Yeah.
know we have entered that first leg. I mean, you would know anyways, because like $98,000 Bitcoin, right? So now you know, Bitcoin really gets aggressive throughout the rest of this year, and then maybe chill in January a little bit, and then, you know, January, February, March get a little bit more aggressive, and then alt season, whatever. But yeah, you're absolutely right. We have entered the part of this chart that the stock to flow to where the red dot starts to separate themselves a little bit. So I'm excited to see where the next one goes.
100%, dude. 100%. I can't wait to see something like that where there's space between them. That's what I want to see. I want to see that space. That space. We'll see. You know, but if we do hit this chart, if we do hit this line right here, this line is showing between 500 and 700K. And then if we pop above it like we have before, we could see, you know, 700, 800K Bitcoin. Even 1 million. I know Big Rod doesn't like that in the chat, but he said I'm smoking something. But bro, I think it's possible. I think anything's possible with Bitcoin. A couple more things here. Bitcoin balance on exchanges just hit an all-time low. I had a chart, but I think I got rid of it. No,
What happens? What happens if they literally start to run out? Like,
so there's only 40,000 Bitcoin on exchanges. Let me show you this chart right here. It's pretty crazy to look at. So there's only 40,000 Bitcoin on exchanges, bro.
will that
Like,
increase like the usage of DeFi? Like, if they literally get, so I mean, they're gonna have to incentivize people to like stake Bitcoin or something, you know,
or
on
incentivize you to
centralized
sell.
exchanges. Huh?
And how do they entice you to sell? They jack
Drop
the
the
number
price.
up. They jack
Oh,
the
so
number up,
yeah, or scare
you know?
people, you know, by like,
Or the price go up. And if the price goes to 120K, you're probably going to see tens of thousands of Bitcoin come
yeah,
in
but
like, "Hey,
people
this
will
is
still
my
have to
area."
buy Bitcoin for the price to go up, though. You know,
Yeah, but that's
so
just it's supply
if
and
they don't
demand.
have any, that's what I'm saying. If they don't have any, and
Yeah.
like people are constantly buying them, that's a catch 22, you know, like
Yeah.
because like yes, like people could be like, you know, wanting to sell, but you're right. Like I think there's a certain point to where FOMO will set into where that 40,000 could get depleted, and then they have to look for more. Obviously they have like strategies, right? OTC with
Yeah.
different whales and stuff like that, but I'm just saying, like, that could create more FOMO, and the FOMO is not retail users, which makes it worse.
I
It's
know.
like
They're not
it's
here
like
yet.
nation states and entities which buy up a grip of it, and so that's the problem. Is that like when you're running low on centralized exchanges and like nation state FOMO, that's different. They're probably like more nervous that like, okay, where are we gonna get this? But
Yeah.
we'll see.
And you have to remember too, these companies, they don't have to report that they bought Bitcoin until January. None of these companies have to come out. Not even Microsoft has to come out and say we bought Bitcoin, but they do January 7th when they have to report their earnings.
Yeah,
So that's what could catapult Bitcoin in January, dude. So
you're right. Yeah.
last thing here before we get into Bitcoin price action, Benjamin Cohen, a DXY update. So this is a really cool thing by Benjamin Cohen. Always lose his damn thing here. Okay, cool, got it. So the DXY, which is the dollar index, hits a 2-year high. Bitcoin dominates higher until DXY drops. So this is what he's saying here. Let me bring up this chart. So he's saying we're right here. He thinks that we have to go to $1.11, $1.10, $1.11 before we drop. And he said alt season does not start until it begins its D trend. And I think that's where I was confused. I thought that in order for Bitcoin to get past $60,000, we need the DXY to drop. But no, we need DXY to drop when altcoin season drops. And I think that's where my mistake was originally, thinking that we needed the DXY to drop. I was constantly watching the DXY, like if this doesn't go down, Bitcoin doesn't go up. But this kind of rises with Bitcoin.
Yeah, so you were right though. I mean, for like 90% of the time, you're right on the DXY. It is an opposite indicator. So DXY typically goes up, then Bitcoin goes down. But I think what happened with you is, like, sometimes I do this too. Is like when I feel like I figured something out, I'm just like, this is the way. You know what I mean? But like the DXY can only do so much in terms of an opposite indicator when Bitcoin's in a bull run and the trend is the trend. Like it doesn't matter, you know what I mean? And so that's what's happening with the DXY and Bitcoin right now, is they're going in the same direction because this is the first leg of the bull run. Like, you know, that's just how it is. During regular market conditions, absolutely. Like I think every excellent trader uses DXY as one of their indicators. So
Yep. All right, let's get into the Bitcoin price action, brought to you by the great guys at BitPerp. BitPerp is going to be the leading leverage trading platform in all of Bitcoin. You're going to be able to trade your runes, your BRC20s, your layer 2 assets, all on leverage if you choose to do so. Take advantage of the paper trading competition. Should be back soon. They take a little break to make some amazing updates. They took your feedback. They took all the the little things, and they're going to make them better. Looking forward to that. And there was 3 people who won. So congratulations, those 3 people. And we do have news on a space today at 1 p.m. Eastern time. They will be on Twitter Spaces, and I'll put that link in the chat for you guys if you guys are interested in having it. So definitely check them out at 1 o'clock today.
Yeah, 1 p.m. Eastern time today, and you can just follow them at BITPERP, which is just simply BitPerp. BitPerp. Yep. So that's what's going on with them today. They have that AMA, so you can maybe they have questions and stuff that you can enter into their Discord. So they have the link of their Discord in their bio. Also, if you didn't win, if you weren't in the top 3 for the paper trading competition, no worries. There's also other opportunities as well. Right now they're doing a 240,000 unlocked BTP. So this is their actual token. The TGE hasn't hit yet, but you will have to either deposit wrapped ETH or USDC into their partner, which is at Perk, PERQ_FI. So that's another way you can earn. So it's basically staking this to earn BTP is another way for you guys to have access to their token before TGE. But before we get into the price action, guys, if you are on the YouTube side, if you wouldn't mind smashing that like for us, it helps us with the algorithms. Also, make sure you're subscribed to our channel. Going into big bull run, Bitcoin ecosystem is a huge narrative for this cycle, in my opinion. So you want to subscribe to the channel and turn the notifications on so you know when we go live. And then also on the X side, guys, please share this space for us. It helps a ton, and hit that like as well. All right, let's get into some Bitcoin price action here. I'm going to start with the hour chart. And as you can see, we were actually forming this downtrend pole down like earlier, right? And then all of a sudden Bitcoin reversed right at the 50-day EMA, right? So we saw this huge candlestick just come out of nowhere, really. And we're trying to break the sell pressure here from the MACD, and it looked like it's starting to happen, which is fine because we had a huge green candle, and then now we formed a small red one. So I'm okay with these red candles forming here because it's going to probably take a couple back and forth for us to get out of the sell pressure, and I'd like to see us do that because I would like to challenge 100,000 before heading into the weekend. But anyways, you can see here on the MACD that it is starting to weaken for the sell pressure a little bit, right? Well, kind of, we almost got out of it. Now it's kind of like deciding what it wants to do. You see the blue line here has like started to tick back up. So it definitely seems like it wants to come out of sell pressure. And you can see also here on the stochastics, it kind of wants to bounce up out of oversold as well. So we'll see here. I think the next hour or so we'll probably get further, more clarity on where Bitcoin wants to go for the day heading into the weekend. Let's take a look at support and resistance, and this goes all the way back to Monday, November 18th. So let's kind of squeeze this in here. Let's get more of a local kind of sentiment with support and resistance. Bring this down. And this data is going back to yesterday at 2 p.m. Maybe that was yesterday at 2 a.m. actually. Let's squeeze in a little bit more. All right. Yeah. So this is more like last night. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so you can see here some of these levels where we are right now, 98,600. There's definitely more resistance, not by a ton. You know, right here we're almost even at the 98,600 mark right here, and then it jumps up a little bit stronger resistance, and then it doesn't really get back to support winning until 98,800. So we got to kind of fight through this quicksand right here. And it's not overly aggressive on the resistance. I'd say the biggest, the most resistance that we're going to face is probably like at that 650 mark. If we can get pushed up past that with a couple really big buys, we might be able to get back to that 98,800 and try to get back into the 99,000 range. So that's the hour chart. What do I think is going to happen in the second half of today? I'm not sure, but I if I were to pick, I'm not going to pick against Bitcoin's uptrend. Not right now, at least. It looks like it wants to get out of this oversold and sell pressure type of energy. But on the 4-hour chart, let's take a look here. We've been in overbought for a decent amount of time. We're looking at 2 days ago, a little over 2 days ago, right? And it seems like it wants to head down, and it also looks like the buy pressure on the MACD looks like it's weakening too with the orange and blue line. So guys, we might actually head further down into the weekend because this gives us a forecast for the next couple days. So yeah, I don't know. If I were to maybe change my mind, I would say yeah, we might be heading down further, 90 maybe to 96,000, 95,000 over into the weekend. We'll see. We'll see. It's a little bit confusing right now, and honestly, I don't know. Every time I think that Bitcoin's going to lose stamina or strength, it just proves me otherwise, and it ends up going right back up, eating all the losses pretty quick.
Yeah, man. And yeah, I think you are right. I do think we have a maybe a down weekend here. And when I say down, I'm thinking like 93, 94, right? 88, maybe at the possible low side of it. But I think that's very healthy. Because the smart money does not buy rips, right? They buy dips. And I think a nice dip come in, and so many people who maybe missed out on it can get in, and we could ride this thing all the way to 120, 130 by the end of the year. I mean, I think that would be the best case scenario here. And the fact that Jim Cramer came out yesterday and said, buy Bitcoin, it's just a complete sell signal. So
Absolutely right.
all right. Let's kind of get into the roll call here. Let's see, first is first on the show, and it looks like it's my man Webdro. Shout out to Webdro. Fluid Fridays are the best. Last night I almost forgot to put the video out because you sent it to me earlier, and I was just like, so I didn't put the stream right out till almost 11 o'clock last night. But shout out to Webdro. He saw it. He got in here. Shout out to you guys, man. Tim Baker, AOD Art, coming in an hour later with an up, and away. Shout out to you, my friend. One of our mods, and our other mod right here, Yasher, greeting my rich friends. Yes, we're all going to be rich. We're all pre-rich. We're all pre-rich right now. Webdro is here. He says, less than 600 away from 100K. That was at 2:55 a.m. So we got really close last night. Pretty amazing. Nighthawk UXL. So Nighthawk put out a video on X. He's an Uber driver out in California racking it in, and he was in the Nuki space during customers coming in for a ride, and Sam Sage gave him a Nuki, and they all started laughing. So shout out to Nighthawk, man. Great video. Go follow him if you're not following him on X, same name. And then you got Choda is here, Chief Axel. Shout out to you guys, man. Appreciate it. Choda says we are so close to 100K. Come on. And then Chief Axel with a square and a Bitcoin square and a heart, Bitcoin block and a heart. I think we start calling that the Bitcoin block. Tim Baker is here. He says, let's have BTC hit 100K today on the show. Let's go. That would be amazing. I'm not even sure. No, I don't think it's going to happen.
It's like we control it. All right, let's do it.
We got Ordinals Chips and Ordinals Tweets. The Brothers of Destruction hit me with a Shizzy and the Diamond Rune, and then he hit me with a Shizzy Never Sleeps. Yes, I sleep. I've been sleeping a lot lately. I've been sleeping good, but Mempo Punk is here, Mats is here, and Nagi is here. Our guy Cheedy, what's up, Cheedy? Hey, Cheedy, did you end up getting any of the emblem vaults? Let us know if you got into that. I'm curious. Elvis says, why is Shizzy a Runes maxi? Dude, I'm the opposite of a maxi, guys. I'm pretty much playing everywhere. Big Rod says, Big Rod in the house. Greetings, one and all. Lackey Lukey is here with a hello, guys. Mr. Soul is here. Shout out to Mr. Soul. 700
Too
is
much,
too much,
bro.
bro. It's not,
700K.
Mr. Soul, you are not bullish enough, my friend. Chain Watchers here. Big Rod says, $1 million Bitcoin Shizzy. Pass it on, brother. Let me have a smoke. Yes. Yo, shout out to Big Rod, man. That's my guy. ASAP Benji is here. Bitmap News. If you guys are looking for a good space in the mid-afternoon, Bitmap News hosts the space pretty much every day. So check those guys out. And then Mr. Sheedy, one of our community members, pops in on the weekends and does a Bitmap space. The Bitmap community is alive and they're doing well. So check them out on X. Pelpa is here. We got my man Jacob in the building. Our future will be epic. Let's go, BTC. Yes, let's get it. Ant-Man is here. Bitmap Gallery is here. Patrick Nand is here. Rick G is here. Long live Fluid Fridays. Yes, we have Raul today, guys. We have the guy who his token has done a 4x. I'm really excited for that guy.
Dude, those guys are getting a lot of I don't know, I guess support as well as just, the token strength looks good. But it's well deserved. They've been grinding this entire time that we've known them, and I'm happy for them.
Yep. Adopted by Bitcoin is here. He says, hit the likes, bros. Yes, hit it. And then he hits you with a Yagobi. Do you think low number inscriptions will be really valuable? Like frogs, ordinals, what's that? Meme
BRC20. So the meme,
okay.
the meme BRC20, I don't think so. I think it's just too difficult to really isolate that token. It's more of like association, because whenever you get those tokens, you don't get the rare sat and stuff like that. Or early whatever is associated with it. The frogs and ordinals, the other part of the collectability, yes, absolutely. I think that it comes back very strong, but it's going to take some time. So if you're holding those things, you're going to have to be patient. But personally, I hold some rare sats. I hold some like stuff that's some early inscription stuff. So I think it'll be well worth the wait, but you might have to wait like 6-8 months.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think you're right. I think this time like next year, I think we're gonna be in the back end of the collection phase. So I think you're gonna be able to really sell a lot of these assets you're buying now for really big bucks. But we'll see. Joko is here. I Walk Alone is here. Pelpa is here. Fad Khan, I think it's your first time here. Hey, bros, thank you so much for coming in the roll call today. No is here. I think I said Patty Poo, but I'll say you again. Bitcoin Machine himself. Sixes is here. Rod says, if Bitcoin hits 1 million, certainly not complaining, but I'll be selling my ordinals. Yeah, I think it's time. If your ordinals are worth 0.1, you might want to take some off the table there. I wouldn't blame you for that.
$100,000. That'd be nice.
Kyle is here, finishing out with Happy Homer. He says, get the ball rolling, Richie Rich very soon. And then Adopted by Bitcoin hits me with a Shizzy. I'm afraid I'm too bullish. If you're too bullish, then why are you saying 700K is that's not enough, bro?
That wasn't him, I don't think, was it?
Yeah,
it wasn't him. No, it was Mr. Soul.
Oh, I apologize, Adopted. I apologize. But yeah, guys, that is the roll call for today. I appreciate every single one of you guys who makes roll call every single day. And for people out there who can't make roll call, you got your earpiece in at work. I appreciate you guys listening. You guys mean so much to me. I definitely get some messages here and there, like, hey man, I'm never able to make roll call because I can't touch my phone while I'm working. But I just want you guys to know that used to be me. A couple years ago, I was that guy. I was inside of a CNC machine. I was grinding it out, guys. I earpiece in my ear, 24/7, listening to podcasts like this, guys. I really appreciate you guys, and especially the guys who really can't make the roll call. But you guys that can, I appreciate you too so much. EF comes at the very end with a yo. Shout out to you guys.
Yeah.
All right. That's your roll call for today. Let's kind of get into it. So this is an article. Every morning I go to Cointelegraph, I go to CoinDesk, and I go to Decrypt. And this is the second day in the last 2 weeks I go to Decrypt, and the number one news story is a Rune story. They said Rune tokens are surging in price as BRC20 tokens are ample trading, all while Bitcoin itself continues pushing to all-time highs. So this is massive because normies kind of read Decrypt, right? The guys who just get into Bitcoin, this is one of the first places that I was getting my news from, and they're seeing the words runes and BRC20.
Yeah, and also you got to remember the people that are they have the knowledge, they're smart people, but they're kind of touristy, so they come back every cycle. They take off when it's not busy, and so they're trying to learn about what's hot, right? So this is actually a perfect example of the what I've been saying in terms of runes recently getting a lot of attention from centralized exchanges and media right now. So I think this is just the start. I think once a major exchange lists Doggo to the Moon, it's going to really pick up. And then you have to also remember Magic Eden just added swaps, so it makes it easier for newbies to purchase runes. And then also that stimulus that's coming in with the ME token, that's also going to help with market caps as well. The one thing that's interesting that they wrote about is that BRC20 tokens see ample trading, which they do with Ordi and Sats, right? But the other ones, I don't know if they are so much, right? So we'll see.
Yeah. And what do they mean by ample for the small-minded people like myself? What's the definition of ample?
Like a good amount.
Okay.
A good amount of
So,
trading.
Gotcha. So that's good. Yeah, I mean, with the swap, and that kind of leads us right into the next thing here. RuneSwap is now live on Magic Eden. Another step towards simplifying your crypto journey. Let me kind of show the swap. So it is very Hotel California, where you can swap in, but you cannot swap out. But you can still sell the normal way of selling there. They did change some stuff here, though, right? So it's like, I don't know.
Well,
Let's go
that's
to
the
swap.
sells. Yeah, go to the swap.
Yeah.
And then you just put in
Okay,
like
the
whatever
buy is
rune
the
you.
same though, right?
Yeah, yes. Buy is the same, but if you
I
do,
would go to market.
correct.
Okay.
So what they have right now is they have the standard being able to sell your tokens like we've always have with BRC20s and runes listings. So you have buy and sell of that.
Yeah.
Then you also have the bids, which is more of an ordering book. And then so they have 3 ways to buy. But the swap is the most familiar for either noobs or people coming in, degens coming in from different ecosystems. So you're on Doggo to the Moon. Let's say you want to buy 0.005 worth of Doggo to the Moon in Bitcoin, and then you get quote, you hit get quote, and then you see what the value you're going to get. So for scroll back. So for 200, how much are you?
Oh,
how much are you looking?
Well, see, I was trying to do 0.005. Why did it automatically?
Because because it's giving you the best price for what you can get, right? So it's kind of like it's giving you the best scenario, right? So you're either gonna. So in my opinion, I still think this is like head and shoulders of like better, because for new people at least, not necessarily for the OGs like us and other people, but for new people, yes, way better, because they can say I want to spend $500, and they they're going to get as close to what they want to spend, and they're going to show you what you can get with that. Right. So that's the first thing. It's onboarding. It's much better. And by the way, yes, you can only buy with Bitcoin right now, but from the messages that I saw from their team, they said in a couple of weeks that you'll be able to sell your runes into Bitcoin as well. So on the swap. So I think that's going to obviously be a big help as well. So that's the first thing. And then the second part that makes this really beneficial in solving a pain point is the bricking. We've dealt with bricking in our fungible token space on Bitcoin since the existence of BRC20s. So for an example of bricking would be, let's say that, I don't know, Ordi, when it first launched, it was really hot, and the market cap's going up. It's now 20 million. I'm just hypothetical scenario from before. It's at 20 million, it's moving, but a rival token just launched, and let's say it's Sats, and they want their focus to be, the liquidity focus to be on Sats. So what they would do is purchase like a decent amount of Ordi, and then list it at like a floor price that regular normies won't buy. Like it might be like a $10,000 to $20,000 purchase in one brick of Ordi. Then people were like, okay, what's the next thing? Okay, Sats is hot. Let me buy some Sats. And then until Sats gets bricked, buy another one. So what this does is this allows Magic Eden to get through those bricks, because what they're doing is they're like grabbing pieces of these tokens, individual tokens or whatever, to make the scenario as the best case scenario for the buyer. So this gets rid of bricking. And so I think that's a big bonus and plus for the user experience.
If I was someone who said, I can go to DotSwap and do this exact same thing, what do you say to that person?
I would say you're probably not going to get the best price possible. And that's the good thing about their algorithm, is they're going to give you the best price possible by the nearest like listings and stuff like that, and piecing together what your order could, what closest to what you want, And so the difference with DotSwap, and I'm not sure how much liquidity they have for Doggo to the Moon, but obviously, as that liquidity grows, they can obviously accommodate you for a good price as well. But the way that Magic Eden does it is they're literally trying to pull the next closest, cheapest price into filling your order.
Yeah, and DotSwap has a 1% fee on it as well.
Yeah.
And I didn't really realize that until when I'm trading FB for whatever over there, or Bitcoin in FB, or FB back into Bitcoin. I was paying like 1% in fees, which is insane when you're trading, a few $1,000s at a time. When you're trading like $100, it's not a big deal because it's $1. But when you're trading $1,000, it's 10. Or if you're trading $10,000, it's 100. So it's it sucks. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the Magic Eden fee is. Obviously, they charge a platform fee too, but I wouldn't imagine it's 1%.
It looks low though, because let's just say I'm trading one Bitcoin, right? I'm getting $98,653. If I trade in a dog, I'm getting, it's less than 1% for sure.
Well, you can see what it is if you break it down. It says you pay right down there. It says you pay like further. There you go. There's like average price. Keep going down.
So
If you scroll
down.
where it says like you pay, bring your mouse down further, right there, on above the pink button.
Oh,
to
right
the
here.
left.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you hit that arrow down? There you go. Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
So marketplace fee is 1% too. So they actually are doing 1% marketplace fee. So
they're paying $987 in fees. Wow.
Yeah,
that's a one Bitcoin. Yeah.
Yeah, so almost $100,000 purchase.
Yeah, it's not too bad though if you think about it. But yeah, but I mean they got to make their money. So, but yeah, but when do you think it will actually be able to swap? How's that even going to work?
I'm not sure.
Now, when I buy, I'm just buying a bunch of limit orders.
Yeah.
Are they going to let you do the opposite instead of doing like sell orders? Maybe you do buy orders, and they just kind of take from there, and they kind of just feed those buy orders when you sell.
I don't know, but Steveverse just said you're able to swap your runes to Bitcoin right now. It's just click the arrow. So maybe if you bring that back up, maybe actually you can do it now.
So
thanks for that, Steveverse. I didn't realize that. So I think there's kind of like the arrow. Where's the arrow?
There is no arrow. Do you see it?
I don't see an arrow there, Steveverse. Oh, that arrow in the middle, right there. In the middle, right there.
Oh, okay.
No, that's
still trade $1 million and receive Bitcoin. Get quote. Yeah, I can.
Oh wow! So they're allowing you to swap it back and forth. Interesting. This is interesting. So like, how much will you lose?
So I'm selling 7,394, and I'm getting 7,127. So I'm losing about $150, maybe $200.
Okay.
Yep. So
that's good to know.
Yeah.
Definitely good to know.
We learn right here on the air from Steveverse. That's how we do the show, so you guys can teach us some stuff here. Appreciate you guys, man. A bunch of comments coming in. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I shared a comment here. He says crypto ecosystem is getting safer and easier to work with. All these happen because of efforts of great minds and critical thinkers. The future is decentralized. Yes, I love it. Yasher. Mike says try paying the fees, buying Bitcoin and Coinstar change machine. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to use the Bitcoin and the Bitcoin Coinstar machines for sure. As fees are dude. I went there the one day and it was telling me Bitcoin was like 60 grand. It was telling me it was 85,000. I was like, this is wild. Those machines don't use those machines. But all right, it's kind of getting to the banners. Got a few more things to cover before Raul joining us here. Merle is now officially on the Binance Futures next. Pick your vote for Merlin. Do you know where to get that? I know you brought up the dog go to the moon one.
Yeah, let me bring it up here. Actually.
I can bring up Jeff's tweet here as well. So I'm excited for this, guys, because we're very bullish on Merlin. They're not just a partner of ours. Like, we are really close to Jeff, and are really seeing what they're building in the background here with these Telegram apps that are going to be coming. And you guys should be excited for these. Honestly, you're going to be able to use these Telegram games and potentially make some bank, guys. We are definitely bullish on that. But Jeff had a tweet here.
I got it up.
Okay.
Yeah, I can just share my screen here and show you guys what this means. I mean, I think we went over this before for we'll actually go over all of them. So you can see here, Dog Go to the Moon is ranked number 4.
Whoa.
So this is basically the way it works is Binance. This is a new platform, by the way. So Binance Futures we're noticing these centralized exchanges are starting to kind of separate the perps and futures contracts from like the spot side. And this is Binance version. So we saw Kraken Pro, we also saw OKX and Coinbase actually all have theirs. And you can see how it works is you first nominate, right? So there's a nomination period of nominating a token. So someone nominates the token. If it gets through, goes through all the checks, then it goes through this voting process. And then people that are registered to this website can actually vote. And you can see here that Dog is number 4, which is really, really solid, 164,000 votes. So I think a lot of people expect Dog to get added to the Binance Futures platform. But so this is the first page. And then on the second page, you can see Runecoin. This one shocked me. I'm actually shocked that Runecoin is up here, but I think they wanted 3 runes because Pups was nominated and they didn't get through, and I think they eventually probably will. Going back to this page, and then you see Merlin Chain. So Merle was added recently because it wasn't a part of the first nomination group, and it's caught up very, very quickly. So, you see it here on the second page. So that's really bullish, in my opinion, to see them possibly on this futures platform. And I think that on page 3, you got $1 billion cap. So, out of the top 3, you got 3 runes and 1 BRC20 that's being considered for Binance Futures. So that's really bullish, in my opinion, for the Bitcoin fungible ecosystem.
Yeah, I agree. That's awesome. I really hope that, all 4 of them get listed in futures, because then what happens is they get listed in spot pretty easily after the futures. Might take a month or so, same way that's happening. Merle got listed on Kraken, and Dog got listed on Kraken futures, but you can probably see them trading spot, I think, in December, both of them. We'll see.
Yep. Little announcement here. Bitcoin said, "Hold my beer. I am back in the mix." So, just crossed back over 99,000. Right at that edge. So why do I think this is actually bullish? Unless this is a fake out to the breakout, it's because we did break back above 99,000, but we're also trying to break out of this sell pressure here. So to me, on the hour chart, this looks like we could be contending for 100K here in the next, I would say, like 4 to 6 hours, because we get out of sell pressure, we start a new buy pressure momentum on the MACD. We're heading out of oversold on stochastics, and we're at 99,000. Come on, let's go. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. Like this is Bitcoin. This is exactly why I didn't want to say like where I thought it would go, because like even when the indicators are telling me, hey, we might take a breather here, Bitcoin says, hold my beer. I'm ready to try to knock on $100,000 door.
Yeah, man, I agree. And we have news from Taparoo Swap. Let me bring up their swap here. You will now be able to get you ready to create your custom pool on Bitcoin. In 2 days, we'll open the form for those ready to create custom pools on Bitcoin. I thought you already could, but apparently you can't. So that might have been the problem that I was having when I was trying to do a pool, because it wasn't any of these. But I kind of want to run through the TVL here. You have 1.1 TVL for Bitcoin and TAP, which is $113,000. And the next one is DMT with $32,000. We know the Block Runner put that in there. And then Gib now in that number 3 spot with $2,000. And then it really kind of falls off. You got minus TAP with 1,000, and then just complete, just really small stuff. But I know you experienced this. You actually beat me to the punch here and actually made a swap on this. Could you kind of talk about your experience, and do you think it's gonna be bullish that anyone's gonna be able to add anything to the pools?
I think it will. But I will say my first experience was a little bit like there's a caveat to it because it was my first experience. So I didn't know if it was going to work. I didn't know if it was working, but it did end up working, and I was satisfied at the end. So what I did was I swapped my TAP into Bitcoin. And by doing that, the first thing you got to do is make sure you have the wallet that you have your TAP assets in, right? Don't create the transfer inscription for that, because the swap actually needs it in its original state, like in terms of like not trying to transfer it yet. It will handle that for you. So you go there, you say, you enter how much you want to do, like trade your TAP and receive Bitcoin. And then you agree upon it. And then once you agree, sends you it basically will have this button that says create inscription. So that's the first part is like, okay, you know what you're getting into. It's not a transaction or anything, it's more of an agreement. And then the button that says create inscription, that creates the process, the transfer inscription to go to the smart contract and stuff like that. So you do that, and then you wait 3 blocks. And then once that inscription goes to the smart contract, and then that first transaction goes through, you have to hit swap, and that will actually execute the swap part. So two actual transactions. One for the transfer inscription for the smart contract. Second one, swap action for the smart contract. And then you wait 3 blocks each time. Actually, it's 1 block each time. Sorry. So 1 block each time. I just got stuck. I got unlucky and got stuck in the 30-minute block for the first time. Like, this is horrible. Like, you know, but at the end of the day, I was thinking about it. I was like, look, at the end of the day, like, if you know it's coming to you, then you're good. You know what I mean? You're just waiting at that point. So that's why I was satisfied with the, you know, the experience, even though, so it's not going to always be like that. I think you should probably expect like 30 minutes regardless though, because 2 different transactions, you're going to get most likely caught into like a semi-lengthy block. If that's 15 minutes, and then maybe your other one's like 8 minutes, who knows? Right. So I think if you just expect like a 30-minute turnaround to receive your Bitcoin, but the swap works. I've used it myself.
Yeah, so this is basically something if you want to. It's like, all right, I'm out on this trade. You pop it in, forget about it, come back a few hours later, just make sure it went through properly. That situation. So yeah, this is something, and really cool thing too is they're gonna be adding USDT over here really soon. It's gonna be bridged in from Ethereum, so that's gonna be really cool. Let's just say, you know, a normal Bitcoiner. They can just come in and, you know, they're done, right? They don't want to go to a centralized exchange, but they think Bitcoin tops. You know, it's hitting 700K. They're like, you know, I'm happy with this spot. This is really nice. I'm going to make this trade in a decentralized way. They come over to use Taparoo swap, to use the ICP network in the back end. They don't know that. They get their USDT and they wait for a bear market to hit and they buy again. They do the same thing. I think that's where Bitcoin swaps are really going to be used for these bigger whales and stuff like that to kind of come in, get their USDT, wait for the bear market to come back, buy it cheaper, and keep playing the game.
Yeah. You know what's wild though? Like, so we saw this is a great question by Taparoo. Taparoo's a OG of the Ordinal Revolution fam, and I love your machine there that you've always sported. But great question. It says, I thought the whole point was to get rid of transfer inscription. So that wasn't necessarily their goal. It was just to have like the swap. But I'll say this. I think Unitap made an announcement today that they're going to be incorporating runes into this tap ecosystem type swap environment, which I think is actually brilliant. Now, I don't know if Taparoo is open source and let them know, but I'm pretty sure the guys can figure it out. You know what I mean? Like the guys at Unitap and stuff like that. So what they would essentially be doing if they can get to mainnet by utilizing runes with this ICP prover network, and then, you know, you still feel like you're on layer 1, they can essentially try to front run something like Saturn, right? Because that's what Saturn's doing with Arch Network, right? Even though their testnet's out next week. So it could be like a race to the thing. I actually think Unitap's smart by doing this because you do get rid of the transfer inscription, Taparoo in that case. So you don't have to do the transfer inscription. And what you got to do, let's say that Unitap actually integrates a runes marketplace. They wouldn't have any competition in the tap ecosystem, number 1. Number 2, it's just one transaction. Now you're sending the swap transaction to the smart contract instead of the transfer, right? And then, you know, they accomplish what they want to accomplish with Rune. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens there.
Yep, 100%. I'm gonna hit a quick couple comments here. We got Sammy Turnpike came in a little late. I'll shout out my boy Sammy Turnpike right down the street. Nate
He's
Lewis
literally
said,
right down the street from me now, though.
well, the Turnpike's right down the street from me. So no, I'm just kidding with that. That's funny. Nate Lewis, he left me and went to you. But Nate Lewis, will me receive me? That it depends on if you're in the US of A. Like, I don't know, man.
You wanted so
really
hard
depends.
for there to be an E in there, but
I know it really did. K1 ST is here. Kala came in late, and of course, you know, we just mentioned Patty Poo. He's been here the whole show. But guys, it is Friday, so you guys know what that means. It is officially Fluid Friday. You need to get off this banner. All right. So Fluid tokens is absolutely exploding. They are a project on Cardano, but Raul's been building here for over a year on the Bitcoin ecosystem, and they've built swaps, they've built borrowing and lending, they've built this amazing staking protocol that is exceeding expectations in TVL right now, guys. If you haven't gone over to fluidtokens.com, just go over, guys, check it out. It is absolutely amazing. Today, we're lucky enough to have the man, the myth, the legend. We got Raul in the building with us, joining us again today, blessing us with his presence, and I really appreciate that. So without further ado, let's bring in Raul. What's up, bud? How you doing?
Hi guys, how are you?
Great.
Well, how are
Great.
you doing?
I would say bullish. That's the answer.
I love it. I love it. I was like, how's he going to respond to that? Because like bullish is perfect. You're busy, obviously, but you know, Fluid is experiencing success. And I mentioned earlier in the show, I'm so happy for you guys because we get to see behind the scenes of how hard you guys are working, constantly traveling to different conventions. We got the opportunity to meet you in person at Bitcoin conference in Nashville. And so, you know, and Shizzy, it said a project on Cardano. I like to say the UTXO project because you guys are Bitcoin builders and Cardano builders now, right? So it's kind of, you know, being the expert in this new or in this UTXO style ecosystem. But could you kind of update us on, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on with you guys, but could you update us and the community on what has been happening with you guys most recently? I thought he might have been frozen, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. There he is.
I'm here.
Okay. Did you get a chance to hear my question?
No, sorry. I miss you in
It's
the
okay.
questions part.
No worries, no worries. I was just saying, you know, Fluid's obviously been experiencing a ton of success. We're super happy about that. You know, you guys are like the UTXO professional builders is what I like to call you guys because now you're on Bitcoin and Cardano. But if you could explain to the audience, what have you guys been up to most recently? Like, what's the most like I guess important and prioritized project right now for you guys?
No, absolutely. So, for the ones that don't know us, we were experimenting and we have achieved using what already is available on Bitcoin Layer 1. We have built the building blocks of DeFi. So, as you were saying before, lending, staking, peer-to-peer trading, so swaps, in order to be able to not sell runes in bulk, but in a specific amount, in a tailored amount. And most recently, in October, we presented a panel together with Bitcoin OS, with Babylon during the Cardano Summit. And that's when it was announced this Cardano UTXO partnership with Bitcoin OS in order to connect these two worlds. And lucky enough, Fluid has been building on Cardano and Bitcoin for, as you said, over the last year. And our experience now is one of the most valuable things that we have for our project because it means that we can start to merge our two communities. We've built on Cardano for 3 years, we've been on Bitcoin for a year, and now it's time to make this communication happen. And the transition shouldn't be too hard, like, hey guys, download a new wallet or from both sides, you know? And that's how we came up recently. We've been working the last days to connect this through account abstraction. So allowing users from Bitcoin with their Bitcoin wallets to interact natively with the Cardano blockchain without using bridges with their wallet they already have.
That's awesome. I love that. You know, we got into a little bit of discussion with that in terms of the approach, and I think you confirmed that you guys are taking like kind of this smart account abstraction type of approach. So, you know, what I've seen on my timeline is that people with Bitcoin wallets will be able to stake on Cardano. Would it be able to be vice versa as well? Like, could a Cardano wallet be able to stake on Bitcoin, or would that not work up both ways?
Actually, it can work. It's a bit more hard in that sense that on Cardano you can leverage smart contracts. So you can easily program a smart contract, say, hey, you know what? This is the key, the signer on the Bitcoin side. You are controlled by him. On Bitcoin, instead, the scripts are not that powerful to say, oh, there is a Cardano wallet. I need to recognize this. However, since there is a UTXO model, it is in theory possible to use the same seed phrase in order to have the same signature on there, also on Bitcoin.
Gotcha. It would just take like wallet updates on the Cardano side, right, to satisfy that versus on the Bitcoin side. So that's awesome. I love that. And for the audience and yourself, like I think we told you, but we're actually going to have Yago on later to do a recording, so the Bitcoin community can kind of get an introduction to Yago and Bitcoin OS. So that's really good. Okay, so with the Bitcoin bridge, obviously Bitcoin Cardano bridge, that's been a focus of y'all's. But also, staking was like a in my opinion, it was a pretty big undertaking, I think, from anybody else besides you guys, probably, because you guys realize that, okay, we know how the chain works, how UTXOs work, lock block technology, all that stuff. How has that been so far? I saw that you guys have achieved almost $500,000 in TVO. Is that correct?
Uh-oh.
Lost him. He'll be back probably
Yeah.
here in a second.
It's a lot. I was just looking at it. I thought I was having connection problems too, but it's so right now, guys, if you guys go to fluidtokens.com, you guys can see that right now if you have dog token, you can go there and you can stake that and you can earn more dog and memento more. But he's back now. So if you want to hit with the question.
Yeah. The question was, is that like, how has the staking experience been so far? And we wanted to, say congratulations, because it looks like you guys have gotten to about $500,000 in TVL so far. Yeah, I think he's going. Oh, is that me?
No, you're good.
Okay. Did you hear the question, Raul?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I think it's so weird because like I saw my screen. Like, was that your screen? That was like loading.
Yeah.
Okay,
I changed it. Yeah.
but yeah, I wonder if there's like an analytics part where it can show like what the TVL is. But anyways, I did see that on their X account, that they did get to, I think it was like $450,000.
Yeah.
But
I think he's Raul's back now.
Say something. Blink twice if you need help. I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
Yeah,
But
we reached 30 million of dogs staked, so that's a very, very nice TBL over there, and there is still more than 1 week to stake there.
Yeah, exactly.
You
So
said
that's
30 million?
30 million dog. Yep.
Wow, that's
You
incredible.
can see it there. Yep.
Yeah.
Shizzy, can you kind of explain
yeah.
that for that dog vault there of how, if someone wanted to stake, what they would go through?
Yeah, so right now, you guys come here. It unlocks on December 31st of 2024. So basically New Year's Eve. And then the vault max cap is 100 million runes. The cap per wallet is 500,000 dog. And then the reward, which is 3 million dog, and then 50,000 memento memore split across stakers. But this is incredible, Raul. Congratulations, man. This is really cool. I mean, you're putting TVL on Bitcoin.
Exactly.
Yes. We need DeFi Llama to get this listed on their site. Because this is going to be crazy. Obviously they're going to come to a point to where they're going to be forced to, once Fluid has over $1 million, $2 million, $3 million of TVL, they will do it. But it's just kind of like, I want Fluid to get that recognition now, because it's been a lot of hard work and we've seen it.
No, let me tell you, it's going to happen soon. We are already in discussion with them. So they just asked to help them with the integration, because from these numbers, they would like to have the calculations using, for instance, the floor API of Magic Eden to understand how much TVL is there. And so we are going to build together an API so they can pull from there and it's automatically updated.
Love it. And I want to say to the founders out there, if you deployed a rune, I would create a staking vault right away, because if you look at Dog, after this vault was created, it shot to the moon, and then Billy, whenever we had the $1 billion cat token, that shot to the moon. So I feel like there's something there. Well, if you create a vault, it's gonna go to the moon. I'm just kind of kidding, but like it has happened that way. So I think that's cool. All right, so we got the staking here. Let's say that, for example, I have Ordinal Revolution rune. I just launched it. What would be the steps for me to get a staking vault created for my holders to benefit? What would I do? What would the steps be?
No, yes. So right now, the best way is to reach to our team on Twitter or on Discord, or any way they could reach to Ordinal Revolution, and we can set up easily a group. And we can set up vaults already for ordinal staking, for rune staking, and even a mix of both, different tires, different time lengths of vaults, and hopefully, and we are exploring that way, because we found out that you can actually have already even BRC20, and so we are exploring, should we do it, should we wait, and however it's possible.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Shizzy? Because BRC20, it seems like it's weird. I feel like it's tricky right now. If you were just from the outside looking in, you'd say, okay, BRC20 has lost a lot of steam. Runes is winning this race. But you see the volume and you're like, okay, that volume is there. And then also you have stuff like BTC.fun on Merlin that's going to be able to launch runes and BRC20 tokens from layer 2, but doing it on layer 1 and sending it over. So it's not out of like the ecosystem. It's still here, right? What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, BRC20s is, they were the backbone of this entire ecosystem last year. Right now, I think they're more like legacy tokens. I think they're the first generation of coins on Bitcoin. I mean, you can argue and say colored coins or ARC20s, but I definitely believe that BRC20s is definitely the ones that took the reins and became the number one coin on here. And I would love for them to stay around. Do I think they do? I do, in a sense, that maybe the top ones, but I think we should reward some of those holders, the holders of already the holder of sats. And how do you do that? Well, you allow them to stake, right? You allow them to stake and maybe earn a rune, or you can earn an like whatever, right? Depending on what you want. And they would just come here. Yeah, because I mean, I think we definitely should allow them to participate in our DeFi, right? Because they were the backbone of it.
Yeah,
but
yeah. To your point, too, you know, the history of colored coins and counterparty tokens and stuff. You know, you got to credit those protocols and stuff. But you're absolutely right. When it comes to an on-chain economy on Bitcoin, there was nothing like how BRC20s were, creating that demand. And you can combine ordinals and BRC20s that really created this on-chain economy that's led us down to, you know, having fluid over here and building and stuff like that. So I agree. I think that, you know, with the prominent ones, why not create a staking vault for them to get them going to generated and stuff like that. But
100%.
That's awesome.
I kind of want to hit on your coin here, which will eventually be one of the ones. I know, but this chart is freaking amazing. If you guys were watching the show about 6 weeks ago, I mean, I was like talking about, I was like, oh my god, dude, your coin just went from 12 cents to 18 cents. Raul, it hit 36 cents this morning. I think it might have hit your all-time high way back earlier this year. Absolutely incredible. I know normally founders don't like to talk about the price action, but I just wanted to say congratulations. I know how hard you guys have worked, and it feels like your hard work is finally being looked at. I don't really see price sometimes as indication of we're making money. I see price as an indication of the people actually appreciating the hard work that you kind of put in, right? And I feel like people are finally looking at that and finally seeing your hard work and being like, I want to be a part of this.
No, exactly. I agree with this, because we usually, when we talk about our token on Twitter, or both on our platform on Cardano or on Bitcoin, we usually explain what is the utility behind it, a governance token, but the utility also in the platform itself, and so on. However, when you see the feedback and the support that you have from the community or new members that are interested in what you are doing, because what you are doing is actually building, and so there is a product that is sustaining all the token itself and the vision of it. It makes us proud and happy.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, that's awesome to hear, man. Because like I said, we have seen at least the journey from the Bitcoin side, which has been over a year, and so super proud of you guys and happy for y'all. You mentioned that you guys are coming to this kind of crossroads point to where the organic merging of Cardano and Bitcoin communities is going to happen soon. So whenever people hear that and then they know that you guys are launching a room, they just want to see how that's going to work. Could you kind of explain how the total supply would work, and then if it's going to be diluted, if it's not, what your plans are for that?
No, okay, this is very, very good question, because we got asked also a lot of times. And what happens is this, actually, we are going to build a bridge, and ideally we want to have a first bridge that is built by Fluid, and then it's moved over using solutions like Bitcoin OS in order to make it completely permissionless. And what happened is this, everyone is able to bridge his Cardano token to Bitcoin and vice versa. But in this way, the supply is fixed, because the only way to get a token on Bitcoin, if I have a token on Cardano, is to send it to the bridge, it gets locked, and it gets unlocked on the Bitcoin side. So for every single token that is on the Bitcoin side, there is one locked in the bridge in the Cardano side, and vice versa, also on the Bitcoin side. This means that the total sum of tokens that are available in circulation is fixed. It's always 100 million.
Gotcha. Okay, so basically the way you guys are going to handle the rune is you're also going to look at what's already out in circulation on the Cardano side and kind of take that out, right? And then also for the stakers of the Fluid Pass, you already have allocated that out as well. So you've done all the math stuff. So this is perfect. This is awesome. I think this is awesome for people to hear, because sometimes what projects will do is they'll get like VC investment or something, and then the VC will convince them to start a new token. And I just feel like, with all the hard work that you guys have done with, starting on Cardano and coming over here as well, it just makes sense to keep that supply the same, but also have the exposure for both communities on each side, to decide which side they want to go to. Because at the end of the day, the price will balance out on, the demand of Fluid as an entity. So, I think you froze one more time.
And I think that's with the account abstraction, I think that's kind of what their goal is, right? So you can do it with one wallet. You can use your Unisat wallet and using account abstraction, potentially purchase your FLDT. Let's just say there's some arbitrage opportunity. Maybe it's a lot cheaper on Cardano than it is on the Bitcoin. So you want to kind of go over to Cardano using your Unisat wallet, because you don't want to open up a new wallet. And then you can potentially buy the FLDT, use that bridge with account abstraction and everything, use the same wallet, send it to Bitcoin, and now you just open up that arbitrage opportunity. Now so you bought it here and you're selling it here. So I think is that the game plan with the wallet and everything?
Yes, exactly. And that's already happening on, we are listed on MEXC, so on a centralized exchange, and that's already happening, because usually the centralized exchange don't know what's happening in the DeFi ecosystem or in the DEX. And when there is a lot of volume in the DEX, then people will start to move on the centralized exchange to profit for the price difference. And so this will be for sure good for the volumes on all the sides, because there will be volume on the Bitcoin side, on the Cardano side, and on the centralized exchange. And hopefully we will be able to also increase the adoption, because users are able to reach our project not just only on one chain, but on Bitcoin, on a centralized exchange. That is the basic way to onboard a normie, and who knows what other chains are coming after that.
Yep.
On the Cardano side, you guys allow people to stake your FLDT token And you know, if you guys aren't comfortable answering this question, that's completely fine. But will when FLD token is live on as a rune, maybe have an opportunity to stake that as well, maybe to earn a
Yes,
couple percentage points?
exactly.
Amazing. Awesome.
Awesome.
I love it, dude. I hate holding tokens that I can't stake. I really do. I'm so used. I got this DeFi mindset from like I'm always just like I can either hold my wallet or I can make a couple percentage points, right? So it's like, is it worth it? You know. So I'm definitely I love it. I love it.
Yeah. So we're getting close to kind of the end of the segment here, but I'd like to ask you, you know, with you know, you don't have to speak too much on it, but I want to see if the team is excited that there's possibly, you know, friendly regulation coming in this next year. You know, have you guys talked about that? Like, what's your mindset?
No, for sure we are happy regarding it because it makes things way easier. Meaning that, for instance, we are based in Switzerland and there is a more crypto-friendly environment as ecosystem. However, when you have to deal with partnerships that are on the US or on other countries, you always have to take into account this and what could be good, what could go wrong. And having a friendly environment over the US makes things way easier for us even to do partnership, to onboard people also, because sometimes,
Yeah.
when you do advertisements, sometimes you have to say this advertisement doesn't target US citizenship and so on. So
Yeah. I imagine too with the DeFi platform too, this can just make things so much easier in terms of red tape and all that stuff. So that's going to be awesome. Shizzy, did you have any other questions for Raul?
No, I'm just curious. I guess I do. Sorry, I'm just curious. Has any exchanges kind of reached out to you guys about maybe listing the FLDT token? Is there any alpha maybe you can share with that?
now there are a couple of exchanges that have reached to us. We are in discussion right now. What we want to do is first complete this our program for the Bitcoin and Cardano, and then start to increase the listings on
Yeah.
that side.
Amazing,
I think that's
amazing.
smart.
Thank you.
Genius.
Yeah.
You know, show the utility, show the user, show the usage and all that stuff. So awesome. All right. Well, Raul, any last message for the audience? Maybe what's something they should be looking for or looking forward to?
So last 8 days to stake dog. If you have any question, reach out to Discord or Twitter. We answer even the DMs. And if you have a project and would like to set up a staking, reach to us that we are able to set up in less than 1 week. So here we are.
Awesome.
Yeah, man.
Awesome,
Exciting.
awesome. All right, Raul, we thank you so much for spending time with us and our community, guys. Like Ordinal Revolution is the only place that you're going to get actual like founders and stuff speaking directly to you guys. And Fluid Fridays has been amazing as always. And we will talk to you soon, sir.
Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.
Thank you, buddy. See you next
See
week.
ya.
Absolutely amazing as always. A shout out to Raul, man. Dude, it's so awesome to kind of see because like back last, I want to say when we brought them on as partners, I want to say like June, but even before that, we had our first interview with Raul. I kind of said, oh, we had 100K.
No, 99.4 though, and with a lot of support. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, so I remember seeing him and I was like, this guy's gonna do something special here. And yeah, I reached out to you. I was like, yeah, I want to bring him on as a partner. And we reached out to him. He obliged right away, which was, and it's been an amazing partnership ever since. And it's really cool to kind of see something that I knew that was coming, and it's really coming in to what I thought it was going to be. But that's really cool to see.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing is like how humble these guys are, right? Like Raul, we get to talk to him every week, and he's just a humble dev that like works hard, and he's starting to get recognition. I mean, like he's been on stage with Charles, Hawkinson. So, and so like he's definitely connected with that Cardano community, and I think that's going to help with the Bitcoin building as well. But yeah, so. Bitcoin looks like it wants to kind of creep up. There's a lot of support here.
Let's show it again.
Yeah, let me show it. You can see here we're at 99,300, but it's all dominated on the support side. You can see here like 252 or 242 buys versus 131 sells. I mean, these can change quickly depending on if someone drops a ton of sell orders or something like that. But like if you look at the the balance, is definitely on the support side, like all three of these levels here, all the way up to 99.5 really, but it looks like someone, some sales are coming in to kind of try to restrain Bitcoin from really shooting up, but it got to like 99,450 when we were in the meeting there. So he says that shows 2 zeros. I'm not sure what he means. Yeah, sure said that.
Oh, she's that show that 2 zeros, meaning show.
Oh, that 100. Yeah, let's see that.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
see that. Let's see those 2 zeros. Let's see those 2 zeros.
Oh man, it's such a good week. Oh man, it's such a good week to be in Bitcoin. It's such a good week to be in crypto, and it's insane. It's
Yep.
100K, bro, 100K. Woo.
Yeah.
I bought my first Bitcoin at 8,000. You bought it at 1,300. It's just incredible to see. So
yeah. And at the time, I thought it was expensive. I was like, let me see what I could get for cheap. It was in 2013, and I ended up selling my Bitcoin the next day for crap that like went to zero. But it's funny. It's funny how like even back then we were like degenning.
Yeah, man.
But
all right,
yeah,
I think that's the show here, right?
Yep. We got to get ready for our recording coming up with Bitcoin OS. But 327 people just hanging out with us on a Friday. We just appreciate you guys so much, and we hope that you guys learned at least one thing today. You took one thing from the show, and were enlightened by it, and took something from it and learned. So that's our number one goal, always the first goal for us. But we want to thank you guys for allowing us to do what we love to do every day, right? So if you do have some extra time, if you wouldn't mind checking out our partners, guys, Emblem Vault. You can learn more about them at emblem.vision, but they are going to play a huge role with the interoperability layer for Bitcoin Layer 1 assets. You're going to be able to jump is the action they use from Bitcoin to Merlin chain, from Bitcoin to ETH, from Bitcoin to Solana in one gas transaction, right? So we know they're going to play a huge role. So make sure you learn more about them. They also have an AI wallet. So if you're a member, go watch that last video. At the end, they showcase that new product. Emblem.vision is the site to learn more about them. And then BetBTC is the predictions marketplace for the Bitcoin ecosystem. They utilize ICP and Bitcoin technology for you guys to be able to deposit directly from your Xverse account. So if you have Bitcoin in your Xverse account, all you got to do is just go to the betbtc.win website, go to your profile and go to wallet, and you can deposit directly from the Xverse account. It takes 6 blocks, and then you can start making bets. There's tons of BTC focused bets on there, and then there's going to be new ones coming out pretty soon. In the next week and a half, you'll have create your own markets, which is going to be interesting because you're going to be able to earn 1% of total volume. So that's going to be really good for the people that are good at social media. So check out betbtc.win to learn more there. BitPerp, they are coming up with a AMA on their Discord in about 30 minutes. So if you're interested, go check them out there so you can ask any questions you have for them. They just wrapped up their first paper trading competition. They are a perps and leverage DEX for the Bitcoin ecosystem. They're getting ready for mainnet launch soon. They have one more paper trading competition before they do that, though, and it's going to be on Botonics here in the next, I would say, week and a half, 2 weeks. You can visit them at bitperp.io, and you can learn more there. Ordinal Hive is an aggregator ordinal marketplace, so you're going to be able to find the cheapest ordinals on layer 1 or layer 2 because they are on Merlin. But if you go there, you can also utilize their analytics tools, which is great for traders. You can see what is hot, what's trading hot on secondary. Get in there before like it gets to 30 sales in a row. Try to catch it at like 3 to 5, and then you can work that, ramp up and then get out whenever you need to as a trader. But you can learn more at beta.ordinalhive.io, and you can earn points right now by listing, buying, and selling. It's going to be like Blur, to where points are farmed for a reason. So check them out. And if you don't have your address whitelisted, reach out to their Discord and let them know you want to be a part of their beta site, beta.ordinalhive.io, and they'll take your address and whitelist you there. Fluid Tokens is in my opinion, I call them the innovators of the Bitcoin ecosystem because they have all the UTXO building experience. We just heard from Raul. They're building the bridge now. If you are a founder of an ordinal collection or runes that you deploy and you want your holders to benefit by staking to earn something, a new rune or BTC, if it's a new project, then reach out to Raul from Fluid Tokens. He is the CTO. He'll get you set up there. If you can't get through to him, reach out to us. We'll get you guys connected. And then Foxy, guys, they are building the Bitverse, the metaverse in the Tap ecosystem on Bitcoin Layer 1. They also have bit miners to where you can actually mine real legit assets for the Cosmic miner. They did the USDT, USDT Solana, and also the Tap token mining campaign there. And then they're going to do the next one, which is the Ultra Mythic that should be coming up very soon. And I think they're going to have a rune and a Tap token for that one as well. Check out the Clan Wars. I'm not so sure we're going to stream tomorrow morning. If we do, it's going to be kind of like on the fly, so just stay tuned there. And then lastly but not least is Merlin Chain, your #1 scaling solution for Bitcoin native L1 assets and protocols. If you are a builder on Bitcoin layer 1 and you want your protocol to be more flexible, you can stay on layer 1 and also have a more flexible platform version on Merlin Chain. You can apply for one of their builder grants, which Emblem Vault and Ordinal Hive both applied for and got approved. So it's not impossible. It's not too hard to do. As long as you're a serious builder, they'll consider you, and they have great builder support there as well. And then if you're a user and you want to be able to trade Doggo to the Moon for, in a more flexible Uniswap style, you can do that on Merlin Swap at merlinswap.org. But we thank you so much for, allowing us to do this, guys, and checking out our partners.
100%. I just want to hit on something here. This is probably breaking news for a lot of people that are overseas, but the Arkham Exchange is now live in Ukraine. So that's pretty big for anyone who's trading crypto in Ukraine. And Yasher put a heartfelt message out basically for peace in the overseas as well. So shout out to Yasher. I would show it, but I don't want to get, YouTube mad at us for trying to push peace in the world. But anyway, if you guys would check out ordinalrevolution.com, we have some of the best articles dating all the way back to last year. If you know someone just entering the space, please send them our website. We really feel like it can help them get started and code up to exactly where we're at today. And if you guys, holy crap, Cardano's at 97 cents. It just showed it on our website. But yeah, shout out to Cardano, guys, for sure. Our Bitcoin layer 2 Cardano. But anyway, if you guys need a VPN, we have a NordVPN 70% off coupon here. Come here, guys. Do not use the website, any website without a VPN. Don't give them your IP address, which leads to your address. But guys, as well, I'm not sure if it's going to work for the Magic Eden, but it's worth a try to make sure that you get the coin. So if you do need a VPN, just jump to our website and you guys can use it right here. If you guys go into Bitcoin Las Vegas, we will both be there. So check out Bitcoin 2025 Las Vegas. We have tickets over here. Do not wait till next year to get your tickets. You can get them right here today, a lot cheaper than you can next year. If you guys need merch, we have some of the best merch in all of Ordinals at ordinalrevolution.com. Hit the store tab, and that'll take you to our amazing merch. You guys can go all the way down to the bottom, hit view all, and that'll take you to where we can get our hoodies. I think our hoodies are the best. I love the material. I have a bunch of them, but you can get the Seiko hamster. You can get the Puka. You can get the Momentum More. We are all Satoshi. Chancellor on the brink of second battle for banks. Guys, check out our merch. Some of the best stuff here. Rock your Ordinal. And if you guys want us to add your Ordinal, reach out to us. We will add that for you. This is all done through a third party. We do not see your name, your address, none of that. So we just supply the amazing logos and make a few bucks off it. But we really appreciate you guys. We are live Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific, and 4 p.m. UTC. Check us out all week, guys. Today is Friday, so we'll see you guys on Monday.
Peace.
We OG, oh no OG. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload, yeah. Experts on reload, yeah. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock, ayy. Rooms is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro. Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit found fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, like it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nuki on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. with no calls. I get so far, got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty, where my Bitcoin looking lovely. Started Satoshi's nothing above me.